presenting Channeling Eric's Hour of Enlightenment.
Are you guys getting sick of that intro? What if you change it and I will sing a song? No. Y'all want me to? We'll be right back. All right. Today we are so lucky to have our co-host, Amanda Holderness. And, you know, I was just talking to Amanda before the show started. And, of course, you guys know this statement that grief is the price you pay for love. And Amanda recently went through that. So Amanda and Eric, they're buds, are going to share about grief and what Amanda recently learned from this experience she recently had. So, yeah.
Thanks for having me back.
I'm glad.
So I'd love to take, me too. It was time. I had to take some time to really process, but he's been pushing me to get back in, and so I finally feel ready. I just wanted to take like 10 minutes or so just to share what I went through and the process with that, and just go over what helped me and knowing that processing that grief is different for everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to go into it if you are.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, awesome.
So the whole story from the beginning and how you dealt with it.
Yeah, so a little bit about my story. So my grandma and we were super close. We are still super close. So on MLK Day, actually, January 16th, she had fallen. She's 92. She was 92. Mm-hmm. My grandma, she was my maid of honor and best friend. So we were super tight. Yeah, I had her as my maid of honor in my wedding, and it was so cool being able to have her there. But she had taken a fall at home on MLK Day there on January 16th. She had congestive heart failure. She had dementia. She's a cancer survivor, a single mom, total spitfire. That's just a little bit about her.
Wow.
From the fall, she didn't break any bones, but as she was on the way to the hospital, my team of angels informed me that she'd made up her mind, right? Free will, trajectory, things can change, free will. She chose that she would be taking this exit point.
Yeah.
They informed me that. So I called my mom, and I was really calm about it, and looking back, that was totally, divine, angelic assistance there, because I was calm. But I told my mom the news, and she was dumbfounded, because minutes before that, my grandma told her that personally, herself. Yeah, so she was tired. She was in the hospital. She had no broken bones from the fall. They were even sending people from physical therapy to get her walking. The doctors were optimistic and saying that she'd be released in a few days, but I knew that wouldn't be the case, and so did my mom. My mom is a retired nurse, so she just knew. Yeah. She knew.
Yeah.
My grandma was seeing her mom and her family, who had already passed as well, so that was a telltale sign.
Well, how did you know? Was she talking from the hospital?
She would talk. Yeah, she was talking. She was like, Mom, and then she would say family members and stuff like that. And I was seeing stuff too. I was seeing a lot.
Yeah.
And grief hadn't set in yet for me, so I was still like clearly channeling.
Yeah.
After like 3 or 5 days in the hospital, things had taken a turn as we had expected.
Yeah.
She stopped eating. Her heart rate was starting to go just completely abnormal, out of control, and systems were really just starting to shut down. They put her on comfort measures, hospice. It was really great because we still had a one last really good day with her. She told us, it was a beautiful goodbye, She told us, it's okay, I'm okay, I love you all, and she got to talk to us all individually. And that was the last day she talked. We surrounded her. She reached her arms out, looking up and smiling. I'll never forget it. She reached her arms up. She looked out and smiled, and then she was never the same after that. It was a comatose state. After that, I was able to channel her in that comatose state very clearly. She was she was the most beautiful that I had ever seen, the most beautiful I had ever seen her, and she was happy. She was able to hear me, which is kind of, I can look back and laugh about it because in the last year of her life, she was pretty much deaf, and we would have to write everything down and communicate with her that way. So she was actually able to hear me when we were channeling, which was a nice, it was nice to be able to talk with her. Yeah. While in the hospital, I was telling my mom stories from heaven as a channel for my grandma, and that was really cool. There were stories that I never knew about. It was just really awesome to channel that at that time. Right, grief hadn't really set in yet.
Yeah, of course.
She was funny too, because she even told me about this liquid medication that they had given her that she did not want to be given again. She said it was awful. Like, I channeled this. She said it was awful in her comatose state. So I was just like, okay, I'll pass this along and I'll make sure they don't give this to you.
What was it?
What's the stuff they give you for comfort measures just to keep you out of pain?
There's atropine, there's Haldol, there's morphine?
Yes. It was a liquid morphine.
Oh, yeah.
So she, let's see, where was I? Yeah, so she told me just, like, never give me that again via channel. We stayed with her until she passed, and that was on January 25th. The way she passed 1 second, and I mean 1 second before the nurse was giving her that liquid medication.
Oh my God!
That was the first and only time since I channeled that they ever gave it to her, because we just thought, like, she was so far gone at that time she wouldn't remember it. But she chose to pass right when they were about to put it in her mouth. Yep, she was like, bye. Yeah, she's like, I'm done.
Was she ever scared, Amanda? Did she ever voice any fear about death?
I have fear. Did who have fear?
No, her.
My grandma? No.
Wow. Okay.
No, I think she was trying to stick around as long as she could to be with me and my mom until the very end. Yeah. I think she was going back and forth, though, because, like I said, I could clearly, like, when she was in a comatose state, I could clearly channel her. It was really strange to me. And my beliefs before, I didn't believe that people could really channel others when they were in a comatose state. So my perception of that completely shifted. So. Yeah.
Well, and dementia folks too. I mean, you can channel them, and they usually have one foot in their body and another in the afterlife. They're
it's so strange. Yeah, I've learned so much. Yeah. After she truly passed, it was really hard for me to channel her. Like a couple days after, we had a plan that we discussed about a year before that. I'm not kidding. We were super close. We told each other everything. So we had a plan in place, how she would visit with me, particular signs just throughout my day that she'd have to send me. We planned everything out, and things were not going according to my plan. She had visited me the second day after her passing in a dream, which I asked for. She put my feet in her lap and she rubbed my feet. That was something she did since I was a child. And she had told me that I wouldn't be seeing a ton of her for a little while. Some dreams every now and then, but that would be it for a little while.
Why was that?
My vibes were too low. My vibes were too low. She said she was busy she said she was really busy, and my vibration, which she never talked like that, but she was bringing up all of these words like your vibration's too low and like all of this stuff. I was just like, Grandma, you didn't talk like that, before. And it's really cool because she's returning to, to who she truly is. So she used certain words like that. But also she was just really busy. She was busy. So
life review and all that stuff, orienting herself, etc.
Yeah. But the grief for me, that really started to set in. That sadness and my vibration lowered significantly. As far as the mediumship stuff goes, I rescheduled the clients and I decided to just stop channeling altogether for others until I myself was able to get back to a higher vibration. I still did like my monthly group sessions. Where I led, because it's a super supportive, beautiful environment of women, and it was healing. So, but other than that, I just let myself really process. I cried a lot. I gained, my cortisol. That's a real thing. I gained like 10 pounds in a month. I'm not kidding. It was
that kind of stress. Boom.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when I
but it did the opposite for my mom. My mom couldn't eat.
Oh my God! When I almost died in the tundra, that was a big cortisol surge too, and I so yeah, that's exactly right. So what did she actually have, Eric? I mean, falling but no broken bone. Did she hit her head and have a subdural hematoma? I mean, what was it?
I think things were just starting to shut down. It was just things. She had congestive heart failure. Her body was just starting to shut down.
Oh,
and she also made that choice.
Yeah, so maybe she fell because things were shutting down already, not necessarily completely vice versa.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was the fall at all. I think things were starting to, something with her heart when I tuned into it, something with the chest. Yeah. So I really just turned some stuff off. When I tried to channel or connect sometimes, there was interference, even trickster energy, which really disgusted me. It taught me lessons on boundaries. So I've been channeling for about a year, and there's lessons that you learn, that you have to learn. So I've learned about boundaries and the importance of intentionally turning off that side when you're in a lower vibrational state.
Oh, yeah.
With Erik, my friendship with him shifted during that time too. I used to channel and chat with him way too often, like all the time, honestly. But after the grief hit with her, he gave me a ton of space, which I was honestly shocked. Like, I thought that he would be around me a lot and kind of just like pestering me just a little bit, but in a nice way. But he really gave me that space that I needed. I didn't really want to, and the thing is, I went from a place of always wanting to connect with him and my team to I just didn't want to. I didn't want to connect with anyone other than my grandma, and it wasn't strong with my grandma, so I just wanted to turn it off for a little bit. Like all of February, March, and April was really, some of April was hard, but I started to see the light again in April, and I allowed the channeling to start to flow again and reconnected with Erik and other team members regularly. They're there all along, too. I think everybody needs to know that, like, they're there all along, but I tuned it out during that time of the heavy stuff.
And they respected that.
Yes. Which, I mean, we know Erik. I just wasn't I didn't, I love Erik, but I just, But yeah, since then, I recently hosted my first Angelic Reiki retreat certification class. That was planned way before my grandma's passing. And I met some awesome people, and I introduced them to, like, this world of healing, but it helped me heal, too. Like, it helped me get to that place. And Erik was so present during that, and he's helping me make some modifications for future courses. We talked about it, like, during Angelic Reiki. Erik and I, we really honed in on what he wants me to do and teach people, and it's all around angel work. He told me, like, that's what my purpose is, like connecting and channeling the archangels, ascended masters, and different collectives is what I'm supposed to do. He said that's what I'm supposed to do here. What's that?
Elohim? Like the Elohim?
Yeah.
Rainbow
Pleiadians and stuff like that.
Right.
Different. Right. Yeah, he brought in a Pleiadian guide not too long ago that we connect with. But he brings in different collectives. And I work with him and different archangels and different ascended masters like Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, like Jesus is also an ascended, just a lot of ascended masters.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's what he told me. So since that grief, like he's opened up so many more things and made it clear what I'm supposed to do now. And so I'm excited about that.
So Amanda, you had to raise your vibration, and maybe this will help others in grief. How did you do that? Just tincture of time, or
it took time? Like raising my vibrations, I had to sit in it and I had to get through it. The Angelic Reiki, I feel like that was divinely timed because it helped. It just helped me get through my stuff. I had friends too. Now, I can see and hear my grandma a whole lot more. She's still super busy. Just bringing up some recent stuff. I'm almost done with this. I want to get to the callers, but this recent stuff, like my husband and I, we've been trying to get pregnant for about 7 or 8 months now. And a little after my grandma passed, I found out that my first child is set to be a boy, which is a total shift because I had always channeled it being a girl. I also found out this soul is said to be my grandma's younger brother who had passed away at a young age. Yep.
Wow.
He was her favorite, and I had channeled him a few times prior to her passing when he would come through for her, but never with the information that I know now. And that shifted when my grandma passed. So I think she's making that happen. I do feel like it's going to be in a couple months, but I know it's coming, and I'm really excited because I lost her. I lost my best friend, but she's playing a part in sending me, like a new best friend, a love, of a lifetime. So that's beautiful. Yeah. And I guess to wrap, like grief is hard and different for all of us, and you have a right to grieve as long as you need.
Don't
therapy.
tell you otherwise. Hey, you have other children. Get over it. Or hey, it's been 10 months. You know a lot of what's going on here. You can't do that.
Right.
You have to just lean right into that pain. Otherwise, you don't get to the other side. And the other side is going to be different. The other side is definitely different. It's
or if people say, she had a long life. She was 92 years old. I say that and I justify that all the time. Like, yes, she had a long life, but my connection with her, that's my best friend, You
and I talked about this. I told you it doesn't help that people, 92, but still.
Yeah. So therapy, talking to my husband, my family, looking at photos and crying and releasing that helped. And I did that probably every day. That's what helped me personally. Everybody's different. Talking with my friends, my medium friends were super supportive when I had shut stuff down intentionally. I turned this off when I was starting to get trickster energy in my field. I turned it off. Abby from Channeling Erik, she was a godsend, a wonderful friend, and she pointed things out when I had shut some stuff off. So let yourself. She is wonderful. I feel like she's going to be coming back. I feel that for her. We get rid of tricksters when I do the main service. Burn them in the flames of all. We have the power.
Yeah. Huh?
We have the power, and I know how to deal with them, but it's still, oh my gosh, it pissed me off that they would even think that they can mess with me. So, I guess
anything can happen when your energy is that low. Now, for me, I couldn't look at photos of Erik or videos. My husband, it really helped him. I couldn't. It made me worse.
It's different for everybody. Yeah. And for me, my grandma, she's so straight up with me. This is how she was in real life. Like, we told each other everything. She eventually did get to a point where she told me I was channeling her because things were starting to clear a little bit, that I had to stop wallowing. She used the word wallowing. And she was like, you need to stop wallowing and you need to pick yourself up, or the trajectory and things that I've been helping with working on will not come to fruition, both with your energy healing path and for the family planning. And I was just kind of like, what? You just don't talk to me like that. Like, are you serious?
How do you not wallow? How do you get yourself out of wallowing?
For me, that's the kick in the, can I say ass? That's the kick in the ass that I needed. That's the kick in the ass that I needed. Because her telling me, like, if you don't pick yourself up, you're not going to finish your healing process. You're not going to be able to help other people. You're not going to be able to have a child when you want to have a child, because I'm trying to help you, but you have to help yourself too. That's what I personally needed, and she knew that. That may not be the case for everybody.
Yeah, so every situation is so different.
Yeah.
Has she met Erik at all?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Erik, I think about a week after she passed, I didn't turn anything off yet, but a week after she passed, I had Erik teach her how to use a voice box. I always had him lead voice box sessions. So he's always my leader, and I can always get you can hear his voice. I know his voice. So he was teaching her.
He leads the best EVPs. I mean, it sounds like the boy I knew, man. His voice is so characteristic. It's so identifiable.
He's so funny too. It's so funny. Like, these sessions, it helped. The sessions helped, but she after a short period of time she left because she was busy. But yeah, I don't know. I hope my experience resonates and gives people hope in a way, and also serves as a reminder to just take time to rest and process and heal. Like, I took the time that I needed. It did take some nudging from Erik for me to, like, get back into this because I was nervous to jump back in. And Grandma.
What was her name?
I'm talking about with channeling Erik. Evelyn.
Oh,
Evelyn.
Okay.
Yep.
What was
if I have
name?
a girl one day, her name is Evelyn.
Evelyn. I love that name. That's so angelic, you know?
Yep. If we ever have a girl, she will be named Evelyn down the road if we ever have a girl. So,
and you can name Evie or something cute like that. So,
Evie. Yep.
Yeah, so does your grandmother, Evelyn, want to say something to the crowd here, or is she too busy?
I didn't even bring her in. I'm sure she will. In channeling sessions, I usually have Erik, and sometimes my grandma pops in. I just spoke with my grandma and Erik earlier today when I was thinking about what I would say. So I'm sure she will. Advice
directly from her. If she might be busy, but Erik, if you can bring Evelyn in.
She will. I know that I'm going to primarily be working with my grandma and with Erik.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that.
All right. So can you bring in Evelyn, Erik?
Yeah. 100%.
Tell me when she's here.
Grandma. My grandma's with me, and she's like, Amanda, I'm always with you.
Oh, and
I
that's
just have to tap into that and tune into that.
There's so much grief, but yes, you're right. I mean, they never go. We are eternal beings. They're always with us. Always, always, always.
100%. 100%.
So, Evelyn, do you have a message for the grievers out there? Or any message?
All right, Grandma. Do you have any messages? Family. Love your family. Tell your family you love them. I don't want to get sad.
Okay, we can
say everything that you need to say, and live like there's no tomorrow. Exactly. Tell people you love them.
Yeah.
Call your mom up. If you're listening to this, call your family member up. Tell them you love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the show, though. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Evelyn.
She says you're welcome.
Oh. Okay, you're going to whip Erik into shape, right? Because he can be a little naughty boy.
He's still being very sweet. He's still not back to his normal with me, where he's like a trickster and likes to mess with me. He used to tap on my windows all the time, and he still hasn't gotten back to that quite yet. I feel like it's coming, but he's still, he's still being much more respectful.
Good. But everybody needs the comic relief that only Erik can provide, so.
Oh, my gosh.
You keep an eye on him. He's no stranger to time out, just to let you know.
Yeah, she's laughing.
I'm teasing, Erik. I love you. You're amazing, and I miss you so much. All right, we're going to
He's like, I love you too, Mom.
If you guys are ready. But I want to also say that Erik told me today when I was in the Scalar field that he's going to have a Mother's Day sale. I don't know what it is yet, because I was too tired. It was the very end of the thing. I was about to start the radio show. So I'm going to find out tomorrow, and you guys probably need to subscribe to the newsletters, because pretty much the only thing we use that for, maybe a blog article or two, or announcing sales. And a lot of you guys missed the last one because I pretty much only announce it on all my social media, well, mostly Facebook. And but if you go to the About tab on Atlantis Scalar, you'll see subscribe to the newsletter, and it's really simple. Click. We don't, we don't sell email addresses. We don't spam junk. It's only for positive reasons, letting you know what's going on sale-wise. And that could be for Mother's Day. I have a feeling it's not going to be a long sale. It's probably going to be a 72-hour one, but we'll see. It depends on how tired I think I'm going to be. All right.
Does your son do a lot of that? Does he help sending that stuff out?
Yeah.
I don't know, because he's like, shout out to, is it Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas.
He's like, shout out. I don't know, when you were saying that.
Yeah, he does a really good job with that. He's kind of like the back end. That just helps me, and, people lose their password, and they, or whatever, any kind of problems he helps people with. He's just a lovely, lovely boy. I love him so much.
Awesome.
One thing in the documentary that's coming out, it was so cute because the documentary filmmaker, producer, director was interviewing Lucas, and Lucas was sitting in the room that he and Erik shared, and they had bunk beds, and he was recalling the time when they were both very little, like 2 years apart, I think, and he told Lucas that I want to be on the bottom bunk because I'm older than you, and if the top bunk, falls down, I want it to kill me instead of you. Oh God, that is so sweet. Anyway, so all right, well, let's go ahead and get the party started.
Let's do it.
All right. Now, I have decided to sort of randomly choose from the studio board. I try to go with the first callers as much as possible, but I just want to give other people a little bit of a chance that there's some people who hit the redial button right at 15 minutes before the hour. If you do it like 1 second before, you don't get in, and then all of a sudden a lot of other people, while you're trying to dial back in, get your spot. So it's pretty tricky.
Gotcha.
Okay, all right. So, we're going to take one from the 404 area code. Oh, let me see. Oh, come on. I have to do it twice, I guess. 404 area code. Hi there, how you doing?
Hello?
Yes, hello, you're on. Can I help you?
Yes, I have a question for my wife.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
Yes. I'd like for my wife to let me know how I can get open a line of communication with her.
What is your first name and what's your wife's first name and where are you calling from?
Okay, I am calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. What's your first name?
My first name is Alix, A-L-I-X.
Alix. That's a beautiful name. What's your wife's first name, if you don't mind sharing that?
My wife's name is Rose, R-O-S-E, like the flower.
Oh, Rose. Beautiful. All right, now what Amanda, you probably remember it. I'm old, so
I couldn't hear the question. I couldn't hear the question clearly. What was your question?
The question, how can I establish a line of communication with her?
How can you establish?
Yes.
How can you establish a line of communication with her?
Yeah, she passed in January, Alix said. Oh, I'm so sorry.
In January. I'm sorry.
And we have been together for 43 years. So.
Oh, my goodness, baby. Oh.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right, Rose. Let me know. What would be the best way for him to communicate with you?
Yes.
She's saying not to give up. Dream state. She's mentioning dream state. I'm picking up on dream state. Can you get like a recorder and put on your phone? You can record something or a piece of paper and write on piece of paper, because she is communicating with you, but I feel like you might be forgetting things. So at nighttime before bed, talk to her and say, hey, in my dream, let's meet here. This is where I want to meet with you. This is, say Paris. Let's meet in Paris. That's what came to my mind. Paris for some reason. Let's meet in Paris. Let's have a date in Paris. And just let it be and release it, because you're she's showing me a ball and it's kind of like wadded up. You're kind of I feel like you have in your mind is how it's specifically supposed to be, and that's not how it is. So start with that. Just try and ease into it and let it flow.
Alix, I will say one thing, Alix, that expectation, everything's energy, including emotions. Expectation is a super dense energy, and spirits find it very difficult to break through the expectation, just like they have a hard time breaking through grief, So does Rose have a message for Alix?
Yeah, I'm asking her that right now. Do you have any other messages for him? Don't withdraw yourself from other people. Like, find there's encouragement to surround yourself with people. Don't withdraw. She's throwing the word withdrawal from me. So don't withdraw yourself from certain situations. Does that make sense?
Yes, because I've been,
it's natural.
I have not been having much communication with anyone because it's been hard.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's time to start reaching out to former friends, coworker. I mean, just, even if it's just one person, to sort of pull yourself out. I know what you mean. I totally get it.
Me too. Yeah. Me too. She's with you. She's always with you.
That's what I want to know. I believe that, but I don't have any insight. But I want to know that she's always with me. That would help me a whole lot.
Set the intention. She keeps reiterating, set the intention before you go to bed where you guys are going to meet, and she'll make it happen. But don't cling on. You just kind of have to release. Kind of release and let it flow. It will happen.
Yeah, just don't have expectations, especially. All right, Alix, with a beautiful name. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let me see here. Who else do I have here? Let me go toward the top a little bit. Let me see. How about another 404 area code? Hi there. How you doing? Hey.
Hello.
Hey, you're on.
Hello.
Hey. What's up? What's your first name and where are you calling from and what can we do for you? Mostly Erik and Amanda. Are you there? Yeah. Are you there?
Is it me? Is it me?
Yes,
it's you. It's you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Amanda. I'm sorry for your grief, honey. I am so sorry. My name is Tammy McGill. I'm calling from Stockbridge, Georgia. My husband was hit by a car, and for the life of me, I just don't want to be on this earth because I was not there when he got hit.
Right.
So
right.
His name is Terry Scruggs, and I would just love to know that he's okay.
Okay. And what's his first name?
Terry.
Yeah, Terry.
Immediately before you even said anything, with absolute love here, he's saying try to move forward as best as you can and don't get so stuck in the past. He doesn't want that for you. He's saying you can't be stuck in the past. You keep sticking to the past and you're not able to move forward because you keep going back to that time. And he needs you to move forward.
Well, how
to be able to grow.
How does Tammy do that?
I just don't want to live anymore.
I'm so sorry.
Because he was my rock. He was
Tammy,
my rock.
Tammy, I'm telling you, I've been there, done that. I know situation is different, but I did not want to be on this earth either for a long time. And now looking back at my new relationship with Erik, and you can have a new relationship with Terry, I am so glad that I made the decision to stay because I almost left. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and then now I look back on all the things I would have missed and all the pain I would have caused. So just remember that it does get better. I mean, this just happened in January.
It does, and it will. It does, and it will. He brought up emotional awakening. That's what he threw out at me, and an overflow and overabundance of love. So him and your team, they are sending you the energy of love. I know it's hard to feel it when you're in that grief state. I've lived it recently myself. But you're being sent love. You're being sent good energy and love to get you through this. And he's showing me an emotional awakening. When I get emotional awakening, to me, that has to do more with the spiritual side. That can also be, religious, like church, but that can also be I do angelic Reiki. So that can also be like Reiki, energy work, connecting with your team. So he's throwing at me emotional awakening. Have you been able to reach out for help with this, maybe like support groups?
No, there's no, I have not. But I just wanted to make sure he was okay. Can you ask him if there's anything he wants me to tell his daughter?
Is there anything that you want her to tell your daughter? And he's okay. He's okay.
Is he happy?
He's happy, but he says that they have blocked happiness.
Yeah.
So be happy. That's his message. Find a way. And I know it's hard right now, and the grief is hard right now, but he's going to be there with you, and he's going to help you through. Your team is going to help you through. But when you mentioned the daughter, he mentioned blocked happiness. So finding a way, and it's so much easier said than done, but that's the message that comes through, that there's blocked happiness, and he is with you guys. He's with you always, and find a way to move forward, because he will always be with you. It's in a different way right now, but that's the message that I get.
So, look, another thing I would like to ask, Terry, is did you suffer? Because I think that, Tammy, you probably need to know that.
Did you suffer, Terry?
Yeah, because I wasn't there. I didn't know what happened.
Well,
no, a member from his team immediately came and got him before anything. He didn't even feel anything. There was no pain. He was taken, he was released and crossed before anything ever even occurred.
Oh, thank goodness.
Is there anything I could have done to prevent it?
No, and that's what he keeps saying. You can't. That's what he's saying with the phrase like stuck in the past. You keep reliving that. Like you can't do that. You have to find a way, and that's where like maybe finding some sort of support group may be of benefit. That got thrown in my field too.
Even as a friends or family members.
Friends.
That's
the same thing. That's what I mean by support group, a support system.
But Tammy, I think you probably need to call back a few times, to help you get through this. Okay, sweetheart?
All right. Thank you for taking my call.
You bet. Call back. Please call back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been talking to her. She's such a lovely lady. And that accent, oh, I love it. All right. Reminds me of peach pie. Hello, 516 area code. What's up?
Hi, Lisa and Amanda.
Hello.
How are you? Hi, Amanda. I just want to say I'm sorry. My condolences to you, and thank you for sharing your story with us. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
The reason I'm calling is because Lisa has done Atlantic Scalar on me in February and my family. It seems, she said, to be near and working for my son, but I'm having a problem, like emotionally. I feel like I'm falling apart. I feel like I'm doomed. There's always something medically wrong with me, one thing or another. I had breast cancer and a bone marrow transplant, but that was in 1994, and then a couple of years later I had reconstructive surgery, and then I had to have a complete hysterectomy, and now I feel like my bladder has dropped, and I feel like I'm very nervous to go to the doctor because I haven't had.
Darlene, you're thinking, what's next? Locusts? I know.
Yes.
I've been through that. So listen, I had Michelle Gray read your energy, and do you want to share a little bit of that with Amanda? And well, Eric already knows, obviously, but you want to share that with Amanda so she can.
Yes, Amanda. Michelle had told me that it's always darkest before dawn, and I was in the dark, and it's going away, and I'm going to be okay. It just made my night because I went into a deep depression where I'm a very happy, grateful person every day of my life. I'm grateful for everything.
Darlene, when I got your email, I was quite worried about you, sweetie.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just, I didn't want to. I know, and I didn't want to bother you with that because you're so busy, and I'm like, I feel like.
God. What do you think I
kindred spirits with you. I know. I love you, and I'm so grateful.
I'm here for it. Please, everybody out there, please don't think that I'm too busy to love you and to help you. I'm not. Okay?
No, she really takes the time out. And both Elisa, she got in touch with Michelle, and Michelle emailed me right away, and it saved my life. It saved my day. I just feel like this bladder or something is going on, and I'm nervous, but I'm going to go. I'm going to call tomorrow, make an appointment, but I feel like, when is all this medical issues going to stop with me?
Yeah. So the bladder, there is something to that. I definitely resonated with that. Eric resonated with that right away when that was. Yeah.
Is it the drops, that bladder?
When you mentioned it, I resonated with it. There's something going on with the bladder. With it dropping, I don't know the medical terminology with it, but there's something with the bladder going on.
Yeah.
Will it be fixed? Yes, it'll be fixed. It'll be taken care of.
It doesn't seem like cancer, does it?
No, it does not feel like cancer. No.
Oh,
no, that's not related. This is just from the hysterectomy and having kids. Do you have any kids? So I have. Actually, I've had.
I had two vaginal births.
My bladder, I probably could play soccer with it if I let it happen. Drop any further than it is now. It is not good.
So what he's throwing at me
right now, it's awful. Women have to go through so much.
Oh,
not fair.
Yeah. What he's throwing at me right now is that don't. Yeah, he said right now that you have a ton of self-doubt. That's what he's throwing at me, that there's a ton of self-doubt going on inside your body right now, and there's a bunch of imbalance. So he's showing me the body, and he's showing that there's just a bunch of imbalance within the body. Getting whatever's going on with the bladder, that's going to get fixed and resolved. He's showing me like a team of people working to get things figured out as well. I feel like that's energetically like on the other side, but I also feel like it's here on this side as well.
Like what?
So I do feel like it's near the...
Amanda, is this something you or one of the other members of the team can help her with?
Oh my gosh, I hate talking about myself. Eric. Okay, Eric. Is this something that any one of the mediums could assist with?
Medium/healers, yeah.
Anyone that does work with healing. So I do angelic Reiki, so I work with angels and ascended masters, and Eric, he's part of that, to assist with healing. And I channel them during the healing. But there's a bunch of other Reiki, like Reiki energy, it helps and it works.
It does.
What's the scalar? You said, what's the scalar work? Because he said, as soon as you mentioned scalar work, he said time. And there's an element of time with it. So what's the scalar work that you did?
Here's what could be. The main service, right? Here's what can happen. If a person has a whole lot of trapped emotions, I have it in the script that the Elohim is the one that releases and clears trapped emotions. But we can't let that happen all at once, because otherwise it'll be just an emotional disaster.
Right. So there's imbalance.
I have asked the Elohim to release. Maybe they released it too fast if this is the case, but that the trapped emotions get cleared out at a tolerable rate. Does this have anything to do with the trapped emotion release, Eric?
He's throwing out self-love too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's weird. I mean, I do try to love myself, as silly as that sounds. I do try. I worry about everybody else in my family. I care for everybody else in my family.
So you're focusing on everybody else, but what about you?
Yeah. All right,
I don't know.
And the same can be said for my mom, is what he's saying. He's saying it's about, he's bringing you into this. He's bringing you in, Alicia.
Eric, I always talk to Eric. I always say to Eric, your mom is phenomenal. You're so lucky to have this woman as your mom, because she is just one of the most amazing persons.
They know all my flaws, man. But what can I do? All right, Darlene, call back, okay?
I will. This imbalance, though, how do I get it out of my, how do I balance it in my body?
Yeah.
I feel like time element is what he threw out. I mean, before you said anything, time element is just going to take some time.
Yeah.
There's working on your, he did like the self-love, like loving yourself, look into that. Don't doubt yourself. And then like the imbalance, look into this. I mean, are you still doing the scalar work? Or what's going on with?
She did it for me in February, so she said it would take 3 months.
Yeah,
and that was May 5th.
On that. If you're going to get something else, I would do the boost in self-love if you haven't had that. But you know, he puts that as an add-on to other services so much that I would wait until it's free.
I think that could help, or any sort of Reiki healing would help too, to get things balanced out. There's just some imbalance.
You think I should go to the doctor tomorrow, like make an appointment to see a urologist, gynecologist?
Yeah. Let me know what happens. What he says. He or she
I will.
says. Thanks, Darlene.
Okay. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
AmandaHolderness.com, people. Okay, let me see. Wait a minute. Sometimes it has hold times and sometimes it doesn't. I don't understand Blog Talk Radio, but hey, you get what you pay for. It's the cheapest way I can do this. All right, so we got somebody from the 347 area code. Hey there, what's up? Anybody at the 347 area code? Okay, well, let's go to the 770 area code. 770 area code. How you doing?
Hi. Oh my God, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. My name is Shayla Prothero. I just want, before I ask my question, Alyssa, I just want to say thank you to you and Eric. I was born a Baptist Christian, and I wasn't thinking about any of this stuff before. And then my mom had passed away, and like a couple of days after Christmas. And then it's like I just stumbled upon you guys, and you changed my life. You changed my life for the better. I just want to say thank you so much.
Shayla, you were probably nudged by your guides, your guardian angels, Eric.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Who nudged you there? Amanda, who nudged her to us?
Who nudged her?
Her guides? Eric?
I think it was did you say it was your mom that passed?
Yeah, my biological mother. Yeah, she passed.
Yeah, I think mom did it. I think mom got it set up.
Good on mom.
Wow, because like I found you guys probably like a month before she passed, and she was going through a lot of pain. She had cancer, and I was learning about Eric and about Raphael, the archangel, and I was telling her, like, Mom, anytime that you need, just call on them and they will help you. I promise.
Yeah.
And she's like, Shayla, girl, whatever, but okay.
When they're in that state, before, even with my grandma, I was channeling my grandma. It's so weird, but I was channeling my grandma well before she passed too. So when they're in that state, I'm still learning today, and I think it's crazy, but you can channel them even before they fully cross.
And, and your mom was probably not in the whole Baptist mode either. She was.
No, that totally shifts.
The true self, the true soul knows about spirituality and about spiritual contracts and about all that stuff.
Right.
The shift, just for me with my grandma, the shift when she crossed, the words coming out of her mouth that I got, it was like, they're just, it's so, from a higher place, higher vibration.
Yeah.
The day that she passed away, I was on the way to she didn't raise me. I was adopted. And it was so funny because the last day that we were the last time that we were in the hospital, me, her, and my mom and dad, who she gave me to, was when she died. But the last time we were there before then is when I was adopted. And then everything just came full circle. But I remember on the way up there, I asked Eric and Raphael and whoever else is on my divine team if they could help her cross over, if they can be there for her. And I was wondering if he was able to do that, if he was able to be there for her, or if he met her.
Yeah, and before it even even before it happened, that transition was already starting, especially during like sleep times.
Okay.
It's hard to picture too, but like a piece, okay, I don't know why he's making me tell you this, but like a piece of us is already, like our higher self, a piece of our soul is on the other. It's so hard to understand, but that's what he's saying to me, like a piece of us is already over there. And so, especially at nighttime, like she was already transitioning.
Yeah,
okay.
we are there. We are there. That's actually the real reality. And
so that was your mom, 100%.
Yeah. So, so any messages from mom? Did she suffer? Is she okay? Anything? What's her first name?
Her first name is Erica.
Erica. Okay. I was wondering because Eric, but an Erica.
Oh.
Okay. Any messages that you have for her?
I know that she came to visit me. I know that she does, but I told her to.
When was it that she had passed?
She passed, I believe, December 28th of 2022. Like 3 days, I want to say.
So it's still relatively. What other messages do you have for her? Okay, so she is bringing up, trying to decipher what she's saying, because sometimes I get images and things like that, and it's around motivation, and I don't know if it's directly related to you, so let me verify.
Okay.
Is this related to her? Have you, just like, she's bringing up, like, motivation, like lack of motive. I mean, but you're probably still processing everything, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Do you have any other? So you're just wanting a general message from her?
Well, yeah. I just wanted to let her know that I think about her often, and I see little red birds by my house, and I I think that it's her. The day that her funeral had happened, I thought that she had came here, and I was eating ice cream, and a spoon had moved in the bowl, and I thought it was her because I told her when
it's her.
Oh my God,
it's
amazing.
100%. How she's bringing up stuff at home. Is everything okay at home?
Is everything okay here?
Like home?
At home.
Yeah.
With my family.
I feel a lot of support around like home life.
Yeah. Well, family-wise, yes. Lately, me and my boyfriend have been going through some things, but I try not to look too much into that because we've been together for 4 years, and this is the first time that we've ever been through things. And and I was like, well, Steph, I don't know if you're my soulmate or my twin flame. I don't know what to do, but I just try. He's been having he struggles a lot because I believe that he's
instability a little bit. She's bringing up like home life, and she's bringing that up, and I get nervous to bring stuff up that they tell me to bring up. But she's just bringing up a little bit of instability in that, and like maybe neglect in that. And she's trying to support you in that way. She's with you, and you can call upon her for assistance with that.
Will it get better? Will it get better?
What's that? Will that relationship get better?
Or the instability overall?
Instability is more along the lines of the relationship. I'm not talking about like.
I know. But is that the unstable relationship, is that going to get more stable?
Trajectory-wise, let's talk about trajectory-wise because trajectory can change. Right now, she just wants to talk about support and how she's being there. She's there for you. Yeah. She's not going into that. She's not going into that.
I don't want to. Yeah, I agree. All right, thanks for calling.
She's there. She can help you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You bet. Okay, 775 Eric. Now, since I'm mixing this up, I'm going to be calling on the same person twice. I don't know. 775 Eric, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. I'm great. How are you? I love you guys so much.
Oh, thank you. We love you.
I forget to listen. I interrupt. My name is Denise, and
Well, I recognize your voice, Denise. I do. You've called in, right?
Oh, yes, I call in every week.
Awesome. What you got for us?
Well, our mom just passed in October, and our dad's on the other side. We want to know how they come to communicate with us and who they're hanging out with on the other side. And then I have one more question.
All right, Denise, what are your parents' names?
All right.
First names.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. What are the first names of your parents, and where are you?
I'm in Reno, Nevada.
Okay. So your parents'
and what was their name?
My mother's name is Lily, and my dad's name is Claude. Sunnyvale, California.
Lily and what was the dad's name? Okay.
Claude.
Yes.
Lily. Okay. And then I was starting to get stuff through right before you even started talking, and it was all around healing, the journey with healing, stability, and transition, which obviously that makes sense with the transition. And the most recent one was Mom. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We've gotten messages from her. I'm going to listen now.
That's fine. So what I get from Dad is a lot of nostalgia, lots of comfort, very playful, very innocent on the other side. Mom, the message I got was, and it might be more feelings with some of you guys there, but feeling of the isolation, the separation has been really hard. That's what is brought up from that. So different energies there. That's what I got off the bat. And
who are they around? Are they around relatives?
Who are they around?
Because I know that was a question.
Yes, who are they around?
Who are they around?
His mom with her sisters, and his mom and dad together. Are they together on the other side?
Was there separation at some point?
Yes.
Okay, because Mom brought up the separation. Dad's bringing up nostalgia, and playfulness. So their souls are together, but she did, like I said before you mentioned that, I mentioned the separation. And that's what Mom was talking about.
My parents are not having anything to do with each other on the other side, I'm telling you. So, yeah.
No, they're together. They're together. Both energies are present. She brought up the separation first, but then he comes in and he talks about it's nostalgic from before, the good times, bringing up the good times.
Yes.
It's playful. It's innocent. It's good times.
So is he talking about he's together with his
now? Yes, because the souls learn, they cross over.
It's going through memories and all that. Is that what you're saying?
Right, it's nostalgic. They're back together. Their souls have known each other for a long time, not just from this lifetime. They choose to learn lessons together often. So many past lives together and apart. And once they cross over, you return to true self, right? Their true soul essences, they're together. They know each other. They're okay. Yeah. They're good.
All right, one quick question because we're about to. We got less than 90 seconds. I know you had one more question, right?
Yeah. Are we doing the right thing with her mobile home? Is there anything we should know about that? And
are they doing the right thing with the mobile home? They don't care. She doesn't care.
Yeah,
you can do whatever it is you want to do. She does not give a rap. She doesn't care at all.
They don't care about that stuff, girl. All right, thanks for calling, and I guess it's time to close up. Thank you, Amanda, for having the courage to be vulnerable and sharing your story, because I believe it's helped a lot of people. It's quite interesting that so many people on these calls had lost loved ones between October and January. It's just there
are no coincidences.
No coincidence.
Yeah.
You guys can get in touch with her at amandaholderness.com. Erik, I love you. Amanda, is there anything else you want to share before we close?
No. Thank you for having me, and I'm glad to be back and channeling for people.
All right. We're so glad you're back. I love you guys, and be sure you subscribe to the newsletter, okay? And check out the Atlantic Scalar YouTube channel as well as the one this is going to be on. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and adios. Bye-bye.